The Su-34 V4 Super Trainer, the last time I was this excited about something to do with stability was way back in the day when Jet Set 44 himself first showed me about spoilerons. Spoilerons brought magic stability to the wings of my park jets. Now, Elevons only is something we've always wanted to have, and so many companies sell their park jets as Elevons only because beginners want to set up a very simple plane with Elevons only. And we've sold planes with Elevons only, but until now, I've never had something that I'm actually flying myself with Elevons only going, yes, that's the best it can be. That is until this Su-34 V4 Super Trainer. Why? Because we spent 6 months going, okay, let's solve this. Let's really get a plane to fly its best with Elevons only. And we finally got it, and here's how we did it. Beginners want to start with a simple setup. They want to fly Elevons only. It's just 2 servos, and you can get your elevator and your ailerons all mixed together on your tail. This keeps the weight down. This keeps the crash durability better because there's not as much weight hitting the ground. Keeps the build faster. On and on it goes, right? The problem is now you're going into turns. The first problem is you don't have a rudder, so you can't slide your tail around, especially if you're going into a crosswind turn. Coming in for a landing, you need to line the nose up. You don't have a rudder again. Maybe you're in a turn or a roll and you can't get the plane back around because you don't have any leverage because there's no ailerons because you're flying Elevons only. So the point is there's so many spots where Elevons only work perfect in an ideal world, but then all these other blind spots, Elevons only are a nightmare. And what ends up happening, your plane flies great with Elevons only until you hit all these gray zones. And it's a crime for a beginner to crash because there's a problem in the plane's design. The beginner should be crashing because he sucks, not because his plane isn't designed right. So we really took a hard look at how are we going to get a plane to fly perfectly with Elevons only. And the first thing we did is we really looked at the angled vertical idea. Now, we snuck this idea into the MiG-29 V3 where we angled out the verticals so it creates its own self-stabilizing yaw effect, kind of a wedge, right? And it works so good that we started incorporating it into our V4s, all of them. So the wedged verticals on the Su-34 V4 are adding in automatic yaw stability. So as the plane's going into a turn and you need to give it a little bit of yaw, the plane is already giving itself a little bit of yaw. So you're flying Elevons and you might as well keep moving the rudder stick even though it's not connected to anything because it feels like it is. The second thing is we designed the Elevons around the idea that they were going to be the only thing flying the stinking plane. So keeping the Elevons extremely efficient and no more aggressive than they need to be really helped the small amount of rudder input, because it's just coming from your angled verticals, to help balance the planes. The Elevons are also extended out a little wider than scale to provide a little bit more leverage for the ailerons, for the roll. So you're not lacking in elevator, you're not lacking in roll, and you're not lacking in yaw. So the result is you take this plane out, you fly Elevons only, and you just fly around. It is the most hands-off plane that we've ever built, by far. So Elevons only, finally we've got a plane that we are so happy with Elevons only. Let me know what you think if you've flown this one. We've got more info and detail on our Su-34 V4 on the forum.